What's up, y'all? I spent most of my morning, which was pretty much like 4 or 5 hours, watching the trial of Amber Geiger, the police officer that was found guilty of killing Botham John. Man, I don't even know if I should have watched that. It was, I watched like the mom testifying, the neighbors testifying, of course, Amber testifying. Just such a horrid situation. It's unbelievable. They showed the 911 call on the prosecutor. If you guys need a lawyer, you have to go to Texas and get him, because he was something else. It's almost like you have no words. And the defense, the stories they tried to come up with, like, it was no excuse, because they showed inside the apartment. It was a small apartment, so as soon as you open the door, it's like you see everything, and there's light switches right next to the door. And these apartments are called Southside Flats. They need to demolish them, because apparently they're I guess they're brand new. I never really heard of apartments taking a key card or key fob, like in a hotel, I guess. So they're supposed to turn red if they don't work, or if it doesn't fit in the lock, and turn green when it do. But apparently, so they said, poor Botham had just gotten his wisdom teeth removed, because he had, they showed all around the apartment. The Texas Ranger was testifying, and he had, 2 pill bottles, and they asked what that was for. He said he just had his wisdom teeth removed. They were painkillers. And I said, yeah, he didn't have all that pain for the wisdom teeth, and he just got approved that he could eat ice cream, and you just saw that bowl of melted ice cream on that table. And of course they showed the blood stain, and it's the saddest thing. I tell you, this world is so sad. But back to these Southside flat apartments. The prosecutor or the defense, I don't remember, but they said that the Texas Rangers interviewed everybody in the apartments as to have they ever gotten off on the wrong floor, and they said that 23% of them they didn't give the total number, I don't recall, that lived there, but 23% of them have gotten off at the wrong floor, either the 3rd or the 4th floor. And I think it has 5 floors altogether. And they said 15% of all of them, of total people, have gotten off on the wrong floors. And I'm like, what? Like, what kind of place is set up like that? Like, I don't get it. Like, everything, I guess every floor is cookie cutter. There's a guy from India. He was testifying. You could hardly make out what he was saying, and I kept telling him to talk slower. And he was like, he had never made that mistake, but his wife had gotten off at the wrong floor. And I'm like, because it's parking garages that they circle and they lead up to. Because I was just thinking, like, when this case first came out like a year ago, I was like, how in the world did she get off at the, how did she go to the wrong door? Because You know, apartments, the apartments that I know, you know, they don't have elevators, they have stairs, and you usually know what floor you're in. You don't drive up to your floor. So that's very interesting. They need to, they gotta do something else. They gotta, like, I don't know. Because the Indian dude said that the floor, because they asked, how do you know that you got off at the right floor? And he said the elevators have the number of the floor on them. And, you know, people have different decorations and things. And that was the crazy part, because Botham had a red doormat in front of his apartment. And, oh, it's just insane. It was insane. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I watched all that. I watched like 5 hours of that. And then I watched the guilty verdict. Oh, that's a step in the right direction. We were saying yesterday, I know that city would have been towed up, and probably the cities around here would have been towed up too. It's just so sad. You heard the 911, she didn't even, like, she tried to say she didn't know how to do CPR, and that prosecutor, he was like, are you telling me you're a trained officer, you don't know how to do CPR? It's like, and he had, like, because she was carrying out her gear to what she supposedly thought was her apartment, and he said this was all the stuff he was carrying, and he had her backpack, and he took out, they had this, like, combat dressing, like a gauze packet, and he said, and it was for gunshots, like traumatic wounds that was not even open, and there was other things in there, these packets that you could put on the wound, and they weren't even open. And I don't even think she said she didn't do it. She didn't put the stuff. She talking about she did a sternum rub. I don't know, but and she was like, that causes a lot of pain. So on top of you shooting him, you caused him some more pain. And she kept just saying, hey bud, hey bud. And she told me she gonna lose her job, and you could just hear him moaning in the background. I said, oh my gosh, his mom had to hear that. Like, his family had to hear that. It was so bad. It was so bad. I got a headache. And the poor thing, he probably was sick from the wisdom teeth. And he probably did leave his door. He forgot to lock his door. How crazy is that? And then the poor boy, they had him testifying. There was another black boy that lived across the hall, and he was just crying because you could just see his face. He said that could have been me. It was just so sad and unnecessary. They said the apartment number is like right above the door, like on the side of the door. And it was just so bad. And she said she saw the door was open and she heard movement inside. Well, why go in there? You know, there's just so many things she could have did differently. And she, you know, they had brought up that she was texting as a married officer she was messing with and sending new pics to and sleeping with, and because supposedly she had been so tired, but she was gonna go home, she said, get washed, change her clothes, and go back to the gym. So I'm like, how tired was she though? And then there was a black coach, probably in his 20s, and they asked him, they said, you go to work at 6:50 in the morning, and then you came home at like 9, around the same time she came at night, and he got off on the right floor. And I was just like, oh man, it's a very interesting trial. Wish this trial never had to happen. It was just so sad. Taking, you know, them all around the apartments and, you know, all through his things, you know, they were showing, and the prosecutor was like asking a Texas Ranger, like, you don't have to show in his bedroom or bathroom, you know, anything that has to do with this case. And he was like, no. He said, to protect some of his privacy. Ugh. I mean, the poor child, they said the light from the hall was bright enough to see, like, if she was to open the door to see that it wasn't her apartment. This is just so bad all the way around. Yo, you gotta make sure your doors are locked. And I know me and the kids have made that mistake before, you know. Well, me and my daughter and I have left the key in the door. Now, it's just regular old keys, you know, but it's scary. And the scary part was to think that, you know, most of us probably thought she was going to get away with it. And, you know, no justice again. I keep moving my phone because I don't want people to think I'm videoing it. But, so bad, yo. And then, so now they have the sentencing going on. And I believe they said she can get anywhere from 5 to 99 years. I'm not too sure about the law aspects of things. Now, if she gets a low sentence, I know the people's going to go off. And somebody said she was 21, or maybe when she got to be a police officer, she became a police officer at 21, maybe. I mean, she's been a police officer for 5 years and she doesn't even know. She claims she doesn't remember the proper procedures for things that she's supposed to be doing, which is scary altogether. I know if I came to my apartment and the door was ajar, cracked open, I wouldn't go in there. I don't think that. No, I wouldn't. But, you know, if she had gotten off, what message would that have sent to everyone, including police officers? Like, no matter who you were, if you claim that you went in the wrong apartment, then you have a right to kill somebody that's in their own apartment. Oh, that just bothers me so bad. And they couldn't say one bad thing about him either. They try to say, oh, he had weed in his system. Well, shoot. I mean, believe it or not, I never smoked weed, but I don't know too many people that, I don't know. Seems like a lot of folks have, you know. So they try to throw that in there to make him look some kind of way. I'm like, y'all can't do that. Here comes my boogies. I'm just talking to the people. Alright, y'all, we getting ready to go. The people, bye.
Hi.
And we will see you next time. Leave me your thoughts in the comments.